country radio news. It's 3 a.m. The funeral of Nic Treadwell took place today after he died last week from a heart attack in his local Greg's bakery.
Hello, my name is Nigel Rook, and I want to make an urgent appeal for helping finding my friend, the podcaster Nic Treadwell, who went missing from his home in Riley Regis nearly 2 weeks ago. Please keep an eye out for Treadwell. Ask Greg, your local baker. Join the search. Pray for his safe return. Hello?
Hello, Nigel. It's Ron Johnson. It's good to talk to you. How are you doing?
Well, I am of course very saddened by yesterday's events. If I'd gotten there just a few minutes earlier, I may have been able to save a life. I did try and give Nick mouth to mouth, but when he sicked up a piece of sausage roll into my mouth, I accidentally punched him.
And through the long days toward the end, Greg the baker was his only friend. His friend, one last pasty, and now he's looking pasty, deaf by a cream bun. It ain't no fun.
Well, it's the morning of the funeral, and I've just arrived at Nic Treadwell's house. There's a little boy. A little boy has appeared. Oh, he seems to be coming down to the letterbox. Hold on a minute.
Are you from British Gas?
No, I'm not from British Gas.
Because my mum told me not to open any doors with British Gas people.
No, I'm not from British Gas. I've arrived at the cemetery. I'm gonna try calling out. Hey, Nigel, it's Ron.
Oh, bugger. Can't stop now, Ron. Bit emotional. See you later.
Oh, he seems to be running off.
He'd gone. I went back to the grave and noticed something on top of the coffin. I shined my torch on it and realised it was a sausage roll. Had Nigel paid his last respects by offering up a pork pastry snack to Nick's dead soul? The silly sausage.
Ooh, hark at that, that's a lovely tune. You're listening to BCRB, Black Country Radio Broadcasting.
I'm walking through a deserted graveyard on Halloween.
Hello, Ron. Thanks for digging me up. You're obviously known by now that I'm not buried here, or in fact anywhere. And I'm not one of the undead. My disappearance and subsequent death was an elaborate hoax.
I grabbed a spade and started digging down manically, piling soil up beside me.
No, Nigel, you're insane. You're out of control, you're dangerous. I want you gone. Please leave me alone. You've gone too far this time.
Nick, calm down. You're getting too excited. So now you know. It was me all along. Nick created me, gave me life as an idea. But then I took over his mind.
I only took him in for a couple of weeks because he was desperate, but he ended up staying for 3.5 years. To be honest though, he did wonders for me failing diet, because he ate all my bloody food and hardly left anything for me. In fact, the comfort eating, or whatever he called it, made him balloon in weight by huge proportions.
Morbidly obese, out of work, his marriage in tatters, Nick had hit rock bottom and came to a stark revelation a few days later when he borrowed a book from his local library called You Reborn. So I found a local practitioner and booked myself in.
Shit. Nick, just calm down now. You're getting too worked up. Remember, you are safe. Oh God, calm down. Can someone call his wife?
I got a tweet from somebody. His name is Nic Treadwell on Twitter. And he, tweeted at me and he said, I am a podcaster who used my own pod fake to fake my own disappearance and death on social media. And he sent me a link to his work. And it was really interesting because I just really dug the fact that he started to, he stopped producing, I believe, in March 2014. And so just never came back. And in order to bring attention again to his podcast coming back up, he just concocted this, like, I don't know, story where he had like a guy looking for him, and it was all in good fun. It was very funny.
It was all so niche and fantastical. Losing his job, the breakup of his relationship, the obesity, the ET abduction, and his rebirthing. Surely he couldn't be up to his old tricks again, could he? And then I received an email from him. He told me it was a conversation he'd had with his neighbours, Ellie and Eric, recently.
I thought you were ignorant when you first moved in here, because you never said a word till about 3 years later when you had that shed built, and that's when things changed.
Oh yeah, I remember one night I got up to get a drink because I couldn't sleep, and I looked out the window and I saw you dancing round the garden naked.
Not to mention the time your missus threw you out the house and burnt your lovely On the Buzzies box set.
Or when you put all that weight on.
But the best of it was when we were speaking across the fence that one day and you casually mentioned you'd been anally probed by an ET.
And then there was that silly therapy you had.
Rebirthing, I think, wasn't it, love?
And a complete waste of time, weren't it?
But you know, over the years, you've been a good neighbour, honest, truthful and entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining.
Resurrected, remembering the life and death of Nic Treadwell, in which I, Ron Johnson, examine the events leading up to that fateful Halloween of 2014 and the cult radio documentary I would later produce on hearing what I thought was the demise of Nic Treadwell.